How's it going, everybody? Let me lower this music a little bit. Boom. Oh wait, actually, let me lower it on my end, because it's blaring in my ears. How's that for you guys? Is that... I'm gonna lower it. This is pretty intense Halloween music. Let's try and lower it just a little. It's so loud on my end. It'll get quieter soon. Anyway, hello. Fixed? Arbor, what do you mean by fixed? Was it broken before? Was the stream not working? Uh-oh. Let's take a look. It says it's good. I don't know. Well, anyway, let's get into it. Appreciate y'all. Oh, you were making a joke. Very funny. Well, I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. We got a lot to do tonight. We've got the green screen up because we're going to be doing a little bit of writing. Although tonight it's going to be a little unique compared to what we've been doing. So we won't be doing our traditional neurotransmissions, science-y, sort of educational video content. Instead, we're going to be writing a Halloween movie, essentially, a Halloween film, short film. My friend is putting on a film festival, and kindly extended an offer for us to join and submit a video for it. And the only way that we could make that work was if we are not working on a neurotransmissions video. And so we made the executive decision to forego this next one. And luckily, the people were with us. So let me show you what I mean. Let me pull up some stats here. 1 second. We put out some polls just to see what people would say. And now, okay, that's not going, that's good. On our community tab, so I'll pull that up. 1 second. Ready? Here we go. All right, so this guy right here, right? We put out this, poll. Can't really see it that well, can you? Let's try to zoom it in. Am I not able to zoom? Come on. There we go. Skip our next video or not. And 82% said, yeah, do it. Skip the next video, do a short film, and then post it on the channel. But not post it on the channel, instead post it somewhere else. So seems like most folks, want to see the short film and want to see it on our channel, which is great. I wouldn't have actually anticipated that. I sort of figured that people were going to be like, I mean, yeah, go ahead and make it, but like, I don't want to see it. So that was pretty exciting. But that is not what we're going to be starting off with today. Today, we're going to be starting off with a thumbnail. And there's a reason for this. And Allie just sent me something. Hang on. Let's see what she is chatting me about. Oh, that's an odd thing to receive. Let me show you this. Interesting. What do you say if you get a comment like this? Huh? Right? That's an interesting one. Never heard that one before. Anyway, so we're gonna be using the green screen just for simplicity's sake to make our new thumbnail. And then once we have the thumbnail finished, then we're going to move on to script writing. Now, I don't want to take a ton of time on the thumbnail. right? This is like, let's get it done, let's get it, finished, and then we can, do other stuff. But I'll show you why we're looking at changing a thumbnail. Let me pull up some stats. This is a little behind the scenes here. Here we go. So, here we go. All right, let me pull you over to what we're looking at again. So this was our, not our last video, but the video before that. Oh, let me get rid of the keyboard. So this was the Dunning-Kruger video, which, it did fine. It wasn't like the best performing. You can actually kind of see in terms of views, it started off really strong and then kind of fell off here. And part of the reason for that, if you look at reach, you can look at the impressions click-through rate. It started off, so impressions, what this is, CTR is what people will call it. CTR is like when a thumbnail gets shown to someone on YouTube, what percentage of people who are shown the thumbnail end up clicking on it and starting to watch the video. So you can see that only about 2.5% of folks who see this thumbnail right here actually end up clicking on the video. Now, 2.5% is low. It's not the lowest that you can get, obviously. We have some videos that have like, a 1% or 1.5% click-through rate, but for those videos, it isn't terribly surprising. They are not, how to say this? They weren't necessarily designed to be widely distributed, highly clicked videos. And usually there are some of our older stuff where we were kind of getting our grounding and figuring out how to do YouTube in the first place. So anyway, but that should not be happening here. What I would like to see is around 5%, which is medium high in terms of click-through rate. If you have let me show you something. Let me show you a high click-through rate for us. Well, the shrooms video has been doing surprisingly well. So let's see what the reach is on that. Yeah, see 5%, 5.1% on that, which isn't awful. Also, it hasn't been performing as well recently, but what is it called? Psychoanalysis. That one for a long time had a pretty high click-through rate. Yeah, see 7.4% on that one, which, amazes me. It's just a picture of Freud that says, what is psychoanalysis? But, for whatever reason, people love that. Or some of our cat videos, like, this one might actually have decent reach as well. No, not as good as I thought. 4.2. Let's think. High 5. Let's see what that one looks like. Here's some of our better performing. 4.8. Right, so if we can get in that 4 to 5% range with a thumbnail, that's pretty good, I would say. So that's what we're going to be aiming for today, is essentially trying to change the thumbnail enough that it will get some extra clicks. So how do we do that? Well, right now, let me show you what the thumbnail looks like currently. Replace the person with a picture of one of the kitties. I'm sure, yeah, cat. As soon as you put a cat on there, it'll just take off. Well, here's the problem, I think. So let me pull up Photoshop here. So this is what it looks like right now, right? It's fine. I thought when I created it, I was going for simplicity, easy to read, gets the point across, hopefully. The problem with it that I see is maybe it doesn't quite get the point across. I think also can feel a little bit detached from the video itself. So with the exception of the Freud video, you see that, well, no, with the Freud video even, the videos that do best in terms of click-through rate are the ones that have faces on them. Now this one has a paper bag face. You don't really connect with this, right? So, and frankly, we're not very good at doing this kind of these kinds of thumbnails. I mean, if you look at our videos, let's just look at the public ones. How do you do that? Well, whatever, doesn't matter. But you can see, like, no face, not a human face. That one has a face. That one has a face. No face, but there's a person. Faint background person. Allie's face is blurred out here. You got my face sort of in the foreground, but it'll be obscured by time. You got Allie's face here, which is good. That one actually did decently. Face here, which is good, right? Face here. If you can get faces, tends to do better. So the plan for today is we're going to take this, get rid of it, and instead do some sort of a face setup with my face. Now, I have an idea in mind. I've already got my camera set up. Got the green screen behind me. Let me just switch you over. Jeffrey Lindsay. The person, this looks a bit unsettling. Now, Jeffrey, are you talking about me or are you talking about the guy with the paper bag? Throwing a book away? No, that's not a bad idea. I have a thought in mind for how we're going to change this thumbnail, but I'll be curious to hear your feedback on this. So let me let's switch you back to the green screen, and you'll just be able to see me doing the film, the what do you call this? The taking picture process. So we get that focused up. Let me move the chair out of the way. I got the camera here. Let me show you. Got the camera right there, right? So I'm going to be using that to take these pictures. And what I'm going for is I want a stupid face that is overconfident. And because, oh, what is this blur? Because the video starts off with an ad from Rowan from Midlife Crisis. Very funny ad. Maybe we'll watch the video after I take some photos as I'm getting set up for thumbnail time. Because we sort of start off with that and that ends up being sort of a running gag in the video, I actually want to include that. So I have here my bottle and a little bit of poured stuff. Now you'll notice this is tequila. This is not tequila, okay? I'm not gonna drink a bunch of tequila. This is bourbon, so we're gonna be drinking that a little bit. But I want it to look like I'm pouring, make sure that's on there, yeah. I'm pouring into the glass, and then we'll mess around with the effects, get it looking good, all that stuff. So, I'm gonna get set up. The person in the paper bag, who may or may not be you, it is not me. No, that's a stock photo. I just stole it from somebody. Hey, by the way, before I get started here, Jeffrey, I appreciate you. You've been at a few different streams here, and I really, I don't know, I just appreciate that from you. So what I would like to do is, how do I do this? Is there a way that I can do this? Nope, exit out of that. Let's see if this works. Does that work? Unable to add. Dang it. Sorry. Jeffrey, I was trying to add you as a VIP. I don't think I have that access to do that yet. Maybe I have to be an affiliate? Bummer. All these fun things that I want to do and I can't do them. Well, anyway, for those of you who are on... wow, this got really loud all of a sudden. For those of you who are on YouTube right now, who are watching, if you want to come over, hang out, watch me over on Twitch. I do other fun stuff, just playing video games, talking random stuff. Definitely recommend you go check me out over there. Give me a follow if you use the platform. If you don't use the platform, don't go over there just for me, okay? But there's the link if you want to check me out. Oh, and thanks, Ackle Brown, for the subscription. Appreciate that. So anyway, I'm gonna get set up. I'm gonna connect my phone to the camera so that I can do focusing without, it's just hard to do it all as one person, but we're gonna get this set up and then start snapping some shots. I'm gonna turn the music back up now that I'll be talking a little bit less. And we'll get this show on the road, all right? Here we go. Okay. So I've already got the lights set up, obviously. I've already got lights set up, so I don't have to worry about like lighting necessarily. It's going to be harsher shadows coming on from one side. Connect to the Wi-Fi for my camera. That's done. This is really neat, actually. So I can remote access my camera, and then I can control, I can just do remote operation. I mean, if you, not be used for shooting at the time because the camera's in time-lapse shot mode. It's not supposed to be time-lapse. Okay. Really nifty. Right, now I have access to my camera, and I can, you know, move this around to focus, right, that sort of thing. I can also like choose the white balance, shutter speed, whatever, right? For this situation, I'm just gonna use it for focusing and then taking the shots. So, Magnet Rose and Arbor, 2 places at once, what? So are you really submitting for your friend's film fest? Yeah, I am. It'll be fun, it'll be a really good time. We'll see if it actually ends up happening in person. It was supposed to at this small venue, but it may not just because of COVID concerns. So we will see. All right. So here's a question for you. I have a sports coat, right? A jacket that I could use for this as well, right? So here's the idea for the shot. You got me on screen in the frame, and I've got the bottle and my glass, and the shot is essentially going to be pouring this. We'll make it look like there's something actually coming out, right? And me making a stupid face, so something like, right? And that way, I don't know, I think it's funny. But the question is, jacket on, right? Or jacket off. Thoughts? Opinions? Preferences? Jacket on. Okay, we've got to vote for jacket on. Actually, hang on, let me put 1's in the chat for jacket on, 2's in the chat for jacket off. You just came in. So Lee, we're doing we're doing we're recreating a thumbnail because the one that I made is crap. So we're gonna recreate a thumbnail, something that hopefully will do better, something that people will like more. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of ones. Depends on the scene. It's just a thumbnail. That's all it is. It's just a thumbnail. Jacket on. All right. I'm seeing a lot of ones. I agree. I like the jacket. It's sort of like a weird combo. This is actually the shirt that I wore in the video, so I put that on purpose so that we could do this one thing. So let me do a couple things. I want to be in the right spot. Make sure that that's out of the way. Focus on myself, because I'm a selfish person. Great. Now, it's on a timer. What is the timer actually? Let's do it 2 seconds, because I don't think we need... we'll do 10 seconds, but it'll take 3 pictures. 10 seconds is a long time. So let's just do a test run here and see how this turns out. The exposure, I haven't done anything with the exposure. We'll find out. Okay, ready? Kind of like this. Realize that lighting might really change this quite a bit. Let's see what those look like real quick. Okay, I think I need to go a little bit more exaggerated. So we'll try this again. And then once we get that done, then we can, and I think I have to move out the glass so you can really see it, okay? Both with the glass and with the bottle, right? I don't want fingers around this necessarily, because that's gonna block the label. I really want the label to be seen. I don't want light reflecting off of that. Seems like maybe that. I can even do it really high up, right? And then you get kind of a funny, well, then we have to fill in that space and pretend like it's pouring that long. So I could do all the way up here, but then I have to get a stream going all the way down. But it might be clearer to see. People will be like, what's he pouring? Right? Something like that. I don't know, nobody pours like that though. Problem is if it's here, then maybe it's getting covered. Maybe it's too dark against the jacket. Maybe not, maybe it's fine. Of course, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. I'll lift this glass up more. Tell you what, lift it. Nobody pours up there. That seems fine. Right about there, okay? Let's freeze that, okay? It looks bad from your perspective. It'll look good when we actually see it, all right? So let's try this again. Have you right about there. I was holding that pose forever and I apparently didn't even press the button. Oh, I pressed the record button instead of I pressed the camera record button instead of the camera shutter button. So now we're gonna have a nice little video of me making stupid faces. All right, let's try this again. Okay, let's see how those look. All right, great. I think we have what we need. So I can take this off. Let me grab we'll leave the camera on just in case the photos end up being bad, but I'll be asking for your opinion on these, okay? And I need serious feedback. Serious. No joking around here, all right? Gotta make tequila faces? Yeah, like that face. Okay. Let's grab the photos that we just took. These guys. Copy. And we'll paste them over here. And then I'll show them to you one by one. How does that sound? Wonderful. Okay, ready? Did it only open one of them? What the heck? Oh, there we go. Okay, great. All right, folks. How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna keep this? Because I'm going to be asking for opinions, right? We need to be able to easily identify which is which. Let me adjust stuff a little bit here. Okay, and then let me bring you over to here. All right, ready? Okay. Oh, and let me catch up here. Sleeve length check. I know. If you do it like sideways, you have green screen to work with. Yeah, it'll be fine. I only need about chest up, I think. Be more absurd, be more extra. It's all about that. All right, ready? Here's what we're gonna do. I think we have 6 photos total because we did it two shots. So these first 3, I think I'm gonna get rid of, simply because the glass is covered up. Don't like that. Right? So let me show you. Right? Not bad faces. Okay, here I'm also covering up the glass. What the heck, Micah? Okay, so this is why we kept the camera set up. I think we're gonna have to take some more photos. Okay. Disregard those. We're not gonna use them. We're taking more photos. Okay. Second set also looks like you're pouring down your shirt instead of into the glass. I know. Okay, you guys need to help me out here. Let me put this back. Maybe I do need to raise the... Maybe I do need to raise this bottle higher. It feels weird. But look, I mean, okay, in this photo, right? I've got it pretty high up already. It does look like I'm pouring it down my shirt though. What about the other ones? Okay, that looks less like I'm pouring it down my shirt, but it's less exaggerated. So maybe I can find a happy medium. That one looks like I'm pouring it down my shirt. So, good suggestions coming in. Don't pack up, we're redoing shots, exactly. Is the green screen reflecting on the bottle going to be a problem? Great point. The short answer is no. The long answer is it will take longer, but we can fix it. Okay. What if you try a different glass? I like this glass. I'm gonna keep the glass. I like the glass. Do you not like the glass? I think it looks very clean, sort of like, you know, hoity-toity. So, all right. So, let's try this again. So you're saying hold the glass with your thumb and forefinger? How is that even possible, John? Like this? Ooh, hang on. Pinky out? Then it's like even extra sort of, you know, a little bit of flair there. Yeah, we can chroma key. So you're saying just 2 fingers on that? Like that? So maybe point it down more. Let me do it to you guys first, and you tell me what you like, right? Like this. I kind of need the bottle out of my face. Maybe I can tilt my face to the side where it isn't. Like that. You like fingers out? Okay, great. It would be great to have an assistant to pour off screen. You wish you could show me through chat. Is this not good enough, John? Okay, so we want to avoid this because as Jeffrey pointed out, it looks like I'm pouring down my shirt. This is better. I was saying we could go way up high, but that seems absurd. So maybe right here. And I think me leaning back a little bit kind of adds to the emphasis. Make it more horizontal, like that. Like right around there. Flex the other 3 fingers with finesse. What do you mean? How do you flex your fingers with finesse? I feel like I'm sort of going for like, I'm making an okay sign. I like that. Okay, we're gonna do that. Or there's another option to hold the base of the glass. Nah. We're too far into this idea, I think. I'm gonna go with what we came up with, I think. So let me get lined up once again, get refocused. Move that over, so we have space around here. Great. And we kind of back a little bit. Okay, great. It's an absurd way of holding it, but it works for the thumbnail. I agree. Okay, so let me get in position. So I think the jacket kind of needs to be open a bit. It provides more contrast with the glass. Like that. And then that right there. Okay, that's what we're doing. Ready? Here we go. Didn't go. There we go. My fingers, man, they weren't flared out enough. Let's do it again. All right, here we go. Fingers, Micah, fingers. Do it again. Okay, let me look at these real quick. see what we think, make sure the positions are okay. Gosh dang it, my fingers. My frickin' fingers, man. Okay. The fingers are still a problem. We gotta do it again. We gotta get the fingers right. If they're wrong, it's all going to shit. All right? So, maybe I have the bottle a little bit more in front that I can flare my fingers out more, like that. I get more. How does that look? Right? So I'm kind of out here. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get them straight. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, let's focus up again. Okay. And we're gonna try this again. One more time. Okay, let's see what we got. If we need to, we'll take more, but I would like for us to have what we need in here, okay? So let's find out. I think it starts here. Could be wrong. I am wrong. So we've got all these. Copy. Paste. And open. All right, guys, let's switch over here. All right, so we've got this one. Notice the fingers, not looking great. Oop. Same thing with that one, same thing with that one, right? These are all a series. Also, not looking great. The heck, Micah? Fingers, okay. I feel like I need to turn my body more, kind of like that. That one's not bad. I like that one, actually. That one might be good, too. That one's pretty good. That one could work. That one's okay, too. Okay, we got some good ones at the end here, all right? I'm gonna narrow it down to those. So let me isolate those here real quick. It's just those last 6, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open. All right. Actually, I'll tell you what. Yeah, no, this is fine. No, I'll tell you what. We'll do this. We're going to scale these down into approximately the same size. Okay, just to be able to see them all more easily. And frankly, they're going to be small when people see them in thumbnail size, so probably better to ask this question when they're small anyway. Okay. Apologies, I'm just sorting these out. It's way too big, way too big. Make small. Make it smaller. Is this one even? Yeah, that one was one of them. Okay. There's this. There's this. And there's this. That one's also too big. Too big. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. Now, you see before you, let me, you see before you 6 photos, okay? Hang on, John, you can send me something through Twitter. I'm probably not gonna switch my finger positions at this point. Memevious, I'm giving you attention. What do you want to say? Hello. Is it just me or do they seem a little blurry? Will it even matter if they're blurry or if they're small? Well, they probably seem blurry to you because you're watching on stream. Frankly, they are not blurry. Do not question my photo taking skills, okay? I'm kidding. No, they're not blurry. If they're blurry on your end, then it's probably just the stream quality, frankly. Okay, let me, I'm gonna hide chat temporarily, okay? So apologies in advance. Jeffrey's saying that he's already feeling number 5, but we haven't even gotten there yet, all right? I'm gonna hide myself too, okay? Where am I? Here I am. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got 6 photos, and we are going to order these in order. So we've got 1, okay, you see my mouse, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? And what I want you to do is, in chat, tell me which one you like best. And frankly, for those of you on YouTube right now, I'm sorry I can't do this on Twitch. Which one? I'm gonna put in a poll. Oh, it doesn't give me enough options. Never mind, not gonna put in a poll. Forget that, I didn't say anything. There's no poll. The poll is that you write in which one you like the most. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna turn chat back on here, okay? I tried to snap them on the edges, wasn't able to because apparently this photo app doesn't let you do that. Like, look, it has a border around it that keeps me from doing that. So we've got okay, I see. Memenvious, I realize that you're referring to one of my cat videos now. Appreciate that. Attention me. So 5 or 6 are some big favorites coming out here. 5, that golden face. Good to hear, good to hear. 6, beautiful pictures stand alone before me. The pictures that I do not choose must immediately pack their bags and go home. Very funny. 5 is best, 5 is top. I'm seeing a lot of 5s, folks. Jeff also ranked 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, but 5 was top for him as well. We're gonna go with number 5. That's our winner, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that beautiful face, all right? So now, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1, 6. Seems like 3 and 4 are the same, possibly. 3 and 4. They are the same, you're right. Huh, interesting. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We're going with number 5. Oh, what the heck? So, here's the old thumbnail. We're gonna get rid of that. And what we're gonna do is pop in this other photo. There we go. But before we do that, actually no, we'll just do that right away. Open with, Photoshop. So we're gonna open up that photo over in Photoshop, and what we're gonna do is we could chroma key this, although I don't know how to do that in Photoshop, I'm realizing. I might have to bring it over into After Effects, which I may actually do here. Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna open up After Effects and get that running, okay? 5, also good to hear. Stop the voting, 5 is majority. Body twist fingers. Okay, Duchenne smile, present. Wonderful. All right, we're going with 5. Just gotta pull up After Effects, get rid of this awful green in the background. Might have to do a little bit of masking around the bottle. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're gonna grab this. I'll bring you over here in just a second. Come on. Sorry, I'm just wrestling with After Effects here. It's being a bit slow. Studio mode. Bring this over. Add After Effects. Okay, that should do it. Okay, yeah, looks like that's gonna work. Okay, we'll switch over. Boom. All right, here we are in After Effects. Oh, Lee, nice that you were able to join. Glad that you were able to join. Hope you have a nice rest of your day or night or whatever time it is there. Okay, what we're gonna do is add key light, which we've added that effect over here. We're gonna pick the screen color. Actually, you know what? Before we even do this, turn that off. We're gonna add selective color and move that above key light. And what we can do here is go to greens and sort of pump up the green color to make it even more vibrant. Like so, and we'll even do that a second time. And pull out those greens like that and that. And we're getting a little bit of spill here, which is not great. Don't love that. But we'll deal with it when we have the chance. Right now, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, that's great. Now we can turn on key light and pick that green color. And we'll go to screen matte. And you can see, so what's white remains, and what is dark is disappearing. We can see that there's some gray spaces around the outside here, right? We need to get rid of that. And also you can see that the bottle is catching some of these reflections. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of tweaking. Shouldn't be too difficult to get the mask that we want. Like that, okay. And what that's gonna do is give us something that looks like that. Just to help us see this more easily, I'm gonna bring in a solid color. Let's do a bright red, sort of the opposite of green. Put that underneath. There we go. Now we can really see what this is looking like, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do here is just start to roughly mask around me. Now it's nice, since this isn't a movie, a video, I can get pretty tight on this and not have to worry about movement and having to keyframe everything. How wonderful is that? Okay. Voila. All right. So we've got me generally masked out here. Let's take a look. Now we've got sort of refractions from the green screen here. Now I'm sort of curious, when we end up pulling this into Photoshop and we drop a background behind, it'll sort of fill in that space, and I might be able to blur it to make it look like it's refracted from the environment that it's in, rather than trying to mess around with it and make it look like a different color. So I might end up doing that. I'll tell you what though, I'm gonna duplicate this, and we're gonna go to the screen mat, do one of these. I really want to preserve as much detail from the bottle as possible. But we're gonna remove the mask and then just keep, hang on, just keep the bottle from this. I don't want any of this other stuff. If it's a plain color background, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I'm gonna be going for a plain color background yet or not. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll get it nice and tight. We've got the ability to do that. Go all the way here. This doesn't matter as much. Just roughly do that because it's more about the green screen that we're worried about. Actually, I'm not gonna keep the hand here. Let's do that. This music is quite nice. Okay, great. So now we've got a nice bottle. We've got me mostly cut out here. Let's just look at the matte. The despill bias is sort of a gray color. We might end up changing that later on, depending on what our background looks like. But I'll tell you what, let's see if we can mess with the values here. I'm going to go back to screen mat because we cut out quite a bit. And so I wonder if we can mess with this ever so slightly and preserve some detail. So I brought that down to 15. I'm going to bring this up actually, or sorry, down even more to 80. And we'll see what that looks like. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more green around the edges. So we're going to shrink this about, I don't know, I went 0.5. That's not very much. Let's try 5. Oh, that's growing it, of course. -5. Right, so we can shrink this in if we want to. I might just try to shrink it -1, which isn't a ton, but it's just enough to sort of get rid of some gross edges. And I'll tell you what, let's go back to screen mat. I'm gonna lift this back up again. Not that far. 85 maybe, and just increase these amounts here. I'm gonna go back down to 80. Let's just look at the final result here again. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We're preserving some hair detail. In general, that's looking pretty solid, okay? So we're gonna keep that. Wonderful. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to export, let's add it to render queue. Settings, let's see, how are we gonna output this? What am I doing? PNG with the alpha. We'll say okay. And output that to Dunning-Kruger effect. Mica photo. Very original. Render. Oh, is it rendering a bunch? Hang on, stop that. This should really only be one frame. There we go. Now we're gonna try this again. Export, render queue. Let's try it again. PNG sequence, RGB plus alpha. You guys can't even see any of this. Yeah, why did I switch to this? Let's try. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit easier. Then you'll see all the details. Okay, so we've exported that. We're gonna come back into, this is another thumbnail that I was working on, and then I was like, why don't I just do this dude but IRL? You know, I spent all this time like manipulating this guy to make it look just right, and I was like, I should just have my face on there because that actually makes sense. Where did that go? Is this it? That's it. Okay. It's me. Me. Great. That's looking pretty good so far already. Now we're going to delete all this. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why? Oh, there we go. Delete layers. Okay. We're going to delete all of this old stuff because I don't need any of this. Delete. Okay, great. Now it's just me, right? White background. Look at you, you're amazing at everything. I don't know about that. Well, I am in this photo. Me in this photo is amazing at everything. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me do a photo real quick. Let me do this. Pull this out. Okay, real quick, what I need to do is take a photo of the bottle without the cap on against my blue shirt, okay? Of course, the battery runs out. But here we go. I don't think I need to be too picky about focus, as long as it's good enough. Okay. So here's the deal, right? If you look at the photo, you've got this cap here. What I would really like to do is replace that with this to make it look more realistic. That's what we're gonna do. So let me get back into, I don't have to put on the jacket again. This will be pretty straightforward. Don't have to position anything, right? All I need to do is point and shoot. Oops. There we go. Great. Okay. I don't need this on any sort of delay. Okay. I'll I'll focus on my face again. And this will be, I'll angle it slightly just to make it easier on myself to edit. But about there. That's all we need. Okay. Great. Now, ooh, let's put the lid back on this. All right. So we took that photo. Let's grab it, bring it into Photoshop, okay? Copy, paste, open with Photoshop. All right, let's bring you over there. So here we got the photo. What we're gonna do is just grab that and not that one, bring it in here and paste it like that. Okay, now what I need to do is size it correctly. More or less. Like that. Get it to line up. Such intense music. Tell you what, we'll change the opacity a bit. That doesn't help, does it? Not all that much. Nah, that doesn't help at all. Nope, that's too small. How's that? And then we'll take our delete tool. I'll tell you what we'll do first is we'll clone the shirt from here. Why can't I do this? Yes, let's rasterize it. Take the shirt from there. And we'll just clone a little bit of this so that it more or less looks like the shirt, right? Okay, and we'll bring that back. And now we can delete, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Delete the shirt background from this photo. Like so. Right? And now that leaves us with a decently matching shot. We're gonna reduce the hardness here. Just blend that in a little bit. There. Looks pretty good. All right, great. Wonderful. So now we've got an open bottle, and now we need to bring in some splashing, okay? Good enough for a thumbnail, exactly. Now I had I already did some work on this prior, so what I'm gonna do is actually steal from my own work. Let's see, yeah, we had all of this. Yeah, we had a whole bunch of pieces to this. Okay, so let's copy all of these. I feel like you can't do that in Photoshop though. So let's just drag them. Oops, guess I can't drag all of them. Like so. Oh, and the bottle's cut off now. How did that happen? The heck? Well, whatever. Let's just see if we can copy and paste this. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, well, we're gonna have to re-rig it, which is unfortunate, but we'll make it happen. So let me find some of these effects that I had from before, or some of these images rather. Before these guys, here we go. I think I'm in the right spot. So we had this. Nope, that's not it. This. And this. Oops. This. Okay. I think that's all that I had. Yeah, okay. So we had these two elements, right? And luckily they kind of look like the shape of the glass, which is nice. All I really want is the splash, okay? So what we're gonna do is size this down. Get it to be approximate size. You can see all this white coming off of it. Very annoying. Okay. Now, what we can do is select color range. We're gonna select that white. And say okay. Just delete that. What? Why not? Hang on. Let's rasterize it. It's a little bit of the white, still not great. I'm actually gonna undo that because I'm not satisfied with how that looks. How do we get it looking so good? Oh, it's white because it's on his white shirt. I see. All right, we just flubbed it there. I was like, how did I get it looking so pristine before? How to go about this? Maybe After Effects can help us out here. Let's try it out and just see if maybe this could be done using the same thing that we were just using. Not as high of quality of an image, although this looks really low quality, doesn't it? How large is this? Let me see if I can find a better picture. What should I look up? Drink splash glass. Something like that. Right? Kind of like that. We don't. Let's put in PNG. Could work, except without, you know, all this watermark stuff. Don't want that. We need something that we can get access to without it being a big deal. Okay, so this might, that kind of looks like the splash that we had before. So let's just see. Oh, I hate PNG sites like this. Can I just say that? I hate it. I hate it. You go to visit the page, and they bring you to all of their images of splashes. It's like, that's not... I just want this one. Annoying. I always feel like I'm downloading a virus whenever I try using one of these sites. Like, look. Oh, it's this frickin' site. Okay, nobody ever use Kind PNG, okay? It is the worst site. You click on free download. Doesn't matter if you press this one or that one. You click on it. It will load, say that it's going to give you something, and then it doesn't give you anything. Maybe it's because I'm using ad blocker. Let's try it. Let's see. Download. Nope. Okay, it's the last time I'm ever using that. Never use Kind PNG. How about... How about... I need something good. Check out Pexels. I've used Pexels. The problem with Pexels, well, we'll look at Pexels. The problem is they don't have like PNGs, you know. So normally you have all this extra light and background, and I'm trying to get something that has a transparent background, and Pexels doesn't typically have that. They have great stock photos, and I've used them for that in the past. I also have story blocks. They might have something actually, but I only have it for video actually, now that I think about it, not for audio, or not for images. So I just need a splash, y'all. That's all I need. I just need a splash. It scared you when I clicked on weird links? I know. Anything could pop up. It could just like take us to porn or something. Hopefully not. I don't have safe search turned on though, so you never know. Let's do transparent. Maybe that'll bring up slightly different images. That's okay. I really want a nice splash, you know? Nice good splash. Especially if we can get it with... Okay, this is too much. You know, we're gonna stick with what we got. Screw it. All right, this is gonna be good enough. It's not that big in the shot. This music is creeping me out, so we're just gonna go with it. Key light. We're gonna pick the white here. And that did nothing. So I'll tell you what, instead of key light, color, or key, color key. There it is. And we'll pick white. And now we can mess with it a little bit. Wow, why are you doing that? Oh, I see. Oh, I had... I was like, man, this photo looks like crap. It didn't look like crap before. It's because I had the quality setting on 3rd. So when it's on full, it looks great. Oh. Did it do that for this image? No, it didn't do that here. No, it looks fine. It looks good. Okay. Color tolerance, we'll raise that. We want to edge thin by like 0.5. Oof. Guess there's not. Okay, well then we're not going to do that. Maybe we can feather it a little bit. Yeah, that helps a tiny bit. See, like, all I really care about is the darkest part of this, if I'm being honest. So if I can keep just that, get rid of everything else, I think I'll be happy. Do this. And do that. Okay, it looks like crap, but stick with me. Export, render queue, cup. I know it's a glass, whatever, doesn't matter. PNG sequence with alpha. Okay. Render. Wonderful. We're gonna grab that. Bring it back into Photoshop. All right. There it is. Looks a little bit better already. Size it down. We're gonna get rid of the other one. Remember, this is just a thumbnail, okay? You don't need it to be perfect. Just needs to do the job. We're gonna more or less line it up with the other one. Like that ish. Okay, and like that. Okay, now we're gonna delete just a ton of stuff. Size this up. I don't want any of this random junk here. Delete all that. Delete this. I think we can get away with minimal splash, okay? And we're gonna blend this, okay? Actually, let me turn the hardness back up here. And just remove this edge. Okay, and on this side too. Right, like that. Now we're getting a little something. Should we do this? Let's turn the opacity down a bit. Any crap can turn into gold with some magic. Exactly. You just need to believe. See what that looks like. Okay, it's kind of weird having it spill out over the edge like that, so we're just gonna pull that back all together. I'm gonna really rein in this edge as well as here. There's still a lot of white mixed in, which I'm not a huge fan of. Oops. But we're gonna make it work. Right? It's looking better already. The color's a little bit weird, but listen, John, I'm just trying to do my best here. We're gonna remove where it follows the lip. I want to preserve that detail. Right? You can really see where the edge of the glass is. So we don't want this looking like it's coming through. Now, it looks really sharp, really crisp. It might benefit from a bit of blending and color adjustment. So let's do hue and saturation. We'll make that a clipping mask. And we want it to match the color of the alcohol, the actual alcohol in there. So it's probably darker, not as bright, perhaps more saturated, darker hue. I guess we can keep it kind of light actually, since the bottle has a lighter color, lighter alcohol look. Let's not oversaturate this. That doesn't look too bad. We've lost some of the splash, but I'm actually okay with that because I think this is still more dynamic. Yeah, I guess we could have kept the splash on this side. Nah, it's fine. It is what it is. Okay, maybe what we will do though is we will blend this slightly by blurring it. Not that much. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. There. Just makes it fit in with the scene a little bit more. If it's too sharp, then it looks weird. So that looks generally pretty good, I would say. What I might do is... Hey, thanks for the subscription, Fresh Prince 11. There. I don't know. That seems fine. Maybe we'll mess with the lightness just a tiny bit. That seems fine. Okay, great. Now we need to take this element right here. And first things first, we're going to flip it like that. Looks really good. Good, I'm glad that you like it. Blah, 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 blah. Just got done watching your video on how movie music manipulates your emotions, and it was one of the best videos I've seen really explaining how to use music in movies. That's so nice of you. I appreciate that. And that's quite a high praise given how many people there are, you know, that make those kinds of videos online. Do you have any kind of advice on how to do better match music to get the feel within a video? Again, really good video. On how to better match music. You know, I struggle with this because, you know, I have to try to match music all the time for our videos, and I feel like I still don't totally have a great answer for that, because sometimes I will think through what music should be used and like ponder over it and like really put a lot of thought into it, and I put it in, and it's fine, you know, it serves the purpose, but it's not like people are commenting on it or anything. And then there are other times where it's literally the middle of the night and I need to get the video done, and I decide to just slap some music on there. So I'm like, well, whatever, you know, this is the last thing that I need to do, and it's 3 in the morning, so let's just finish this up so I can render it and go to bed. And for whatever reason, those tend to be the videos where people are like, oh, the music is great. So I have no idea. I don't have like sage advice on that. Okay, so what we've done is just sort of roughly line this up. Now what we're gonna do is delete, you guessed it. Delete this whole glass. Don't want that. Don't need it. Don't want it, don't need it. Use the hardness back up just in case I want to preserve any of this. I might not. Just with that white background, it makes it really hard to use. I might use this lip though as a cutoff. Like that, right? I get it. It's always when you put the least amount of effort into something where people love it the most. I know. I don't get that. I don't get that. If anything, it proves to me that being a perfectionist with your work is totally not worth it. You know, there is something to be said for putting effort in and blah, blah, blah. But to be frank, like, at least in YouTube, it seems like it's quantity over quality. And I hate to say that because I wish that quality were perhaps more important, but I don't know. If this isn't perfection, then what do you call this masterpiece? Well, it's not done yet, John. All right, so now what we're gonna do is kind of a similar thing that we were doing with the splash image that we had. We're going to mess with the hue here to try and get it close to that color. Might actually, let's not overdo it. Bring the lightness down like that. Okay. Oh, let me delete this up here too. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Delete. Oh. Come on, Micah. There we go. Right? So it's looking decent. I would like the stream to be a little bit more defined. So I'm going to add a layer. And I'm gonna pull out my brush and grab that color. And we'll use that as the alcohol color. Now you're looking at this and you're saying, that looks terrible. And you're right, it does. Looks pretty bad. That's okay. What we're doing is we're just creating a rough outline to this, and then we can mess with it and make it blend even better, okay? So we're kind of keeping it within the bounds of what's there. And now we're going to come up here and probably overlay. That looks a little bit weird. Might have to change the color slightly. Okay, we're gonna do overlay, but oops, clipping mask. We need to bring the saturation way down. I might actually undo this. Let's see if we can go about this a different direction. Go back to normal, and we mess with the opacity. That might also be a better way to go about this. Right? If we get a few layers kind of like that, and we sort of mess with the colors a bit, we just sort of, nah, that looks pretty bad. Maybe change the color to just a little bit different color, but not too different. Now we're coming into a new problem, which is needs to look like it's coming out of here as well. Doesn't look the greatest. Can't believe I'm actually watching this live stream. It's like 6 a.m. here. Jeez, Avi, what are you doing, man? What is going on? 6 a.m.? Well, cheers to you. I don't know if this is reaching, but do you know any good websites where I can find background music? I've been looking at everywhere for at least good website without so much cheesy music. So, I'm sorry you're not able to sleep, Avi. Hopefully you're able to kick that insomnia. The website that I use for music is called Epidemic Sound. That's what I'm playing this music on right now. Pretty good in terms of their selection. They add a lot of new music. You can sort stuff by genres, by moods. They even have like albums that they cultivate, so you can use that. So it's pretty good. The issue is it is a subscription, right? So you have to pay for it. So if you're looking for something for free, then that's not the way to go. If you're looking for free stuff, SoundCloud actually tends to have a lot of free stuff on there. So that can be an option. What else did I use? I mean, I used a lot of cheesy music before. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm the best person to ask about that. There are resources though. There are websites where people, will put up their music for free. You have friends who make music? That's awesome. That is the best way to go. If you have friends who make music, then that's ideal, I would say. Let's add another adjustment to this. Mess with the hue. Ooh, whoa. Did not mean to do that. I think this is the one that I wanted to, no. This is the one that I wanted to mess with. What the heck? Very clipping mask. Okay, maybe not. We won't do that. Maybe we'll just increase the saturation. Man, no, we're not gonna do that. Forget I even did that. All right, we got something okay here. I'm not crazy about this, but the fact that it looks fake is kind of okay by me. Now, what we need is a background, okay? LOL, I feel like everybody have their cheesy background in a video phase. I know, it's very cringy to look back on that. All right, so somebody, I can't remember who it was talking about pixels before. I think it was, yeah, it was Magnet Rose. So we're gonna pull up pixels again. All right, folks, I need recommendations. What should the background be? We can do a plain sort of color, something soft, that looks nice. We could put it in a restaurant, for example, right? I could be in something like this, or some other fancy hoity-toity area. I could be, where else could I be? I could be at a party. Well, maybe not. Maybe not a party. I could be at a... How do you spell sommelier? Okay, did I spell that right? I mean, it seems like iStock ended up finding stuff that could work here, right? It's 11 p.m. where you're at, Magnolia. Dang. What's the future like? Yeah, seriously. Avi, what's the future like? Was Epidemic the website you used when you did make the video on how movie music manipulates your emotions? Because I enjoyed how the music complemented the entire video. It was. Yep, I used it for that. Put it in space. Space. And what's the title you're using this thumbnail for? So this is for a video that I already did. I'm changing the thumbnail because it's not performing well. So let me show you. It's for this one. Why incompetent people think they know everything. Now, second question, worth asking. I sort of shied away from this for fear that it would give the wrong impression. You go with the direction of somewhere less sophisticated? Okay, interesting. Interesting suggestion. So we could do that. We could put it in like a back alley or something like that. We could slightly tweak the title. When I did a stream and I titled it, Why Stupid People Think They Know Everything, lots of people tuned into that. When I later changed it to Why Incompetent People Think They Know Everything, right? Similar kind of stream. I was just like doing different things. Fewer people showed up to that. And so I sort of wonder to myself, if I change, let me move chat. Oh, wrong thing. Okay. If I change incompetent to stupid. Now the problem with that is we're not actually talking about stupid people in the way that we might think of it. We're not talking about unintelligent people, but that is pretty well described in the video. And so it's less likely that people will get the wrong idea if they watch the video. But it is slightly clickbaity to say why stupid people think they know everything, right? Rather than incompetent. Incompetent is the more accurate word, I guess, is what I would say. What do y'all think? I have seen the Veritasium video on thumbnails, which is part of the reason why I'm changing this, is that sort of inspired me. Changing the title would help. Ignorant is also wrong. So I kind of put ignorant and stupid on the same level with one another. Because it indicates that people are like unknowing rather than not good at something. Or like they're less intelligent. Just taking competent out and just leave why people think they know everything. I don't think that gets the point across though, because we are talking about a particular people who have less experience in something are more confident in their abilities than people who have more experience, or they miscalibrate how good they are at something. I sort of feel like trying out stupid as a title, stupid in the title, and seeing if that has any impact. And I think the video would speak for itself. Okay. Leave curiosity for them to click on the video and see exactly what kind of people I'm talking about. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm wondering. If it's like, all right, people are going to click on this, and most likely when people are asking this question, they're probably thinking to themselves, man, why are these stupid people blah, 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 blah. You know, why do they think they know everything? And really what we're talking about is incompetence. But this might be the thing that gets people interested in that. And it might answer that question that they have. Okay. All right, I've made a decision. We're going to put stupid. We're not going to save it yet. We're going to change the thumbnail first. So let's go back to thumbnail. All right, so here I am. Let's try some different options here. Let's, alley. So we got something like this. We've got, I want something with like, you know, a lot of like garbage bags and stuff, you know? Okay, so we got a landfill. Nightclub? Alright, we could try that. Yeah, okay. Nightclub. Let's do, get some funny pictures on Pexels. Not a lot of great. I mean, there's like this. We'll try it out. We'll do fancy. Let's just look up fancy. See what that brings up. Something like that. Or just red background. It's proven brighter colors attract more eyes, attracting more people to look at your title and thumbnail. Yeah, that is quite possible. It might end up going that way. Let me go back. I searched something before that kind of caught my attention. Not space. Party. So here's kind of what you were talking about. I don't know if party quite gives the vibe that I'm looking for. There's this one, which might be okay. Let's try cocktail party. Nah, that's not quite what I'm looking for either. So let's switch instead. Hello. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's move away from Pexels. I think I can get some better pictures maybe on Adobe stock. Let's look up the beach. Okay. What kind of beach exactly? Disco background? Disco. Oh, sorry about that. I got some cake. And it's really good. Oh my gosh. So we could do something like that, right? Weird. I'll consider that. Let's go back to this beach idea. Help me out. So if we're looking at beach, What's the beach vibe? Like something like this? That's kind of funny. If it's a place where incompetent people gather, shouldn't the background be the Capitol building? Wah, wah, wah. Fair point, Tim. Yeah, where do incompetent people gather? Here, let's do this. Angry people. Or let's look up embarrassed. No, I can't spell embarrassed. Okay. So we could kind of take these guys and, well, I don't know. If you have more faces, then does that detract? See, I want something similar-ish to that, I think. Or at least that's what I was thinking. I'm not satisfied with any of these. Office? Now you're thinking. Which of these would work? Potentially that, I suppose. It's not quite the vibe I'm looking for. That could work too. Let's license that just for the heck of it. See how that looks. All right, tell you what, let's start throwing some of these in here and just seeing what we're feeling, okay? How does that sound? Okay. So, first up, we've got the beach. And don't worry about, we'll fix lighting and all that stuff. So, you could like have this over to one side and I could be over here, like so. Right? Okay, that's one option. Another option. Fancy schmancy place. Probably gonna be hard to get the feel from this. Yeah, I don't think I like that. We're gonna delete that. Okay, let's try the club. Shining vibes. So there's the club. I'm not so sure about that one either. At least not that photo. We've got landfill. I don't know if that's quite the feel either. You know, like what is that? What are you trying to say with that? You know. So I don't know about that one. We've got alleyway, which we'd have to mess with the colors because the colors are all weird. Don't think that's gonna work. We're just gonna delete that. Office. Okay. Hey, Trevor. Glad that you're stopping by. We're trying to figure out the appropriate background for this thumbnail. So, I don't know if you have any feedback. Oh, all right. Have fun in bed. See ya. Never mind. People might click on the landfill pic just to find out why a guy is pouring whiskey at a garbage dump. It's true. Office with cubicles would work better. It works better in terms of coloring, right? I sort of blend in. I'd have to figure out, I'd have to mess with the colors a bit. Maybe even totally flip myself to the other side so that the lighting lines up a little bit better. But, or I guess the office could flip over. Here. You do this. There, and then have me there. That lighting works out pretty well. But I sort of blend in. Don't love that. We'd have to blur out the background a bit. And I don't know if it quite gets the point across, you know? I do sort of like the like difference, I guess. I want it either to be really clear. Why am I drinking in this theoretical thumbnail? Because it's sort of a gag in the video. That's why. The landfill's okay. The beach is kind of funny. The beach doesn't really have anything to do with the video, so let's think about the video. In the video, I'm talking about incompetent people. We're talking about Okay, let me try something. Let's just try putting a plain... Thank you, appreciate your feedback on the transparency. Let's try this. Background... Oop, not gonna type. Background... Solid color. Right? Plenty of colors to choose from. So we could do one of these as well. Let's try one of these and just see what we think of that, okay? Now, somebody was saying pick a bright color. Let's try maybe like a yellow, right? Let's see what we think of that. Although the alcohol is yellow, I suppose, but whatever. We're just trying this out and seeing if the solid color functions. So I think we need a darker color than that because I'm pretty darkly lit. So we could do something like this. It's pretty dark. Let's try that out. Yeah. We could do... Let's just see what that looks like. Oops. Okay. So color-wise, it works. I would need to brighten myself up, I think, in order to really contrast that background. But at least it's very clear. You know what I mean? Like, if we really mess with this, we could just center that. Hey, Lee, you're back. That wasn't that long. Right? Keep it really simple. Now, it's not that different from the original thumbnail. But is that an issue? I don't know. What I would like to do, I think, is add another adjustment, maybe mess with the levels. You know. Ooh. Something along those lines. Probably even mess with saturation. Actually, let me remove that one. Rather than that, I think I'd rather do some vibrance. Is there a way to add a symbol of actual competence with a red X through it or something? Or is it too busy and distracting? Good question. Actually, that's not a bad thought. I like where your head is at. I like that a lot. That is a great idea. You're a genius. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. That is incredibly smart. And I came up with it all on my own. I'm just kidding. So if we do that, right? And oop, don't like that. Okay, okay. Yeah. We got another layer. Why did it do that? I didn't want that. Another. And we'll go here and there. 102. Maybe even thicker. Let's do... Let's try 150. Oh, geez. Sorry about that. 70. Same thing here. Is that too much? Here. Going from that thought, what about a competence graph? Now we're getting complicated. I want it to be very easily read when it's like that big. It's not too distracting, but are you using FF0000 red? Probably. Let's find out. Shall we? Why? Yep. It looks kind of like a Confederate flag. Yeah, that's not a bad point. Let's do this. Tell you what, we will mess with the opacity. And so that's like 65%. And 65%, and then we'll change the color to more of a deep red. Okay. What color is that? Copy that. We'll do that here too. Oh, now the opacity is doing funky things when it crosses over itself. Let's do this, but we'll change the color again, okay, and just make it a deeper red. Maybe even deeper than that. Like that. And there. Okay, what are we thinking? Is that still weird? Does it? What I could also do, if this helps, is we could bring it in from the edges, like that. So it's very clear that it's an X, and we could even like, you know, make it more square rather than. What do you think about that? Deep red looks nice. Good. Yeah, Ninja Shifter, thanks for that feedback. Definitely don't want it looking like the Confederate flag. Is there going to be any text on this one? I don't think so. I wasn't necessarily planning on text. I might redo these shapes though. Just because when you squish them like that, they look kind of funky. So we'll do this. Oh, it didn't change for me. We'll do 170. And we'll do 160. Go from here to there, and then to there. Okay, I think. Oh, didn't want that. Where's that selection? Oh, here it is. Okay. What are we thinking about that? Hey, Sakib, happy you're here. X looks better? Good. If we, do you want text on the thumbnail? Oops, it's sort of positioned off center. It's not actually, but it looks like it is. They're right over me. Your how to stop procrastination video thumbnail is on screen for me below chat, and it has the red X marking later. Yeah, kind of a similar look, huh? Well, listen, I didn't come up with this idea. Okay, I'm liking this so far. One more thing to do, which is we got to replace this this label. Okay. So to do that, how should we do this? To do that, what I'm gonna do is just a little bit of editing. Okay. Is it this? No. This? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So here we're going to do just a little bit of cloning. Just to... Now, why isn't that disappearing? See, this is what I was worried about. Oh, because there's nothing there. I see. That actually makes it easier for me. And this music. Whew. Let me actually, before I go too much further, let me pull in what we're going to be working with. Right, so this is the label that's going to go on instead. It'll go on at an angle. So go on like that or like that? I think like that. How does it look in the video again? Let's pull it up. Cultivated a Okay, so with the D downward, like that. Does that make sense? Like that, more or less. We'll probably put it closer to there, I would guess. We'll make it a tiny bit larger. Okay, that's great. This is good. Good. What if you put the text at the bottle? Nobody's gonna be able to read that. You know, if there's text that's like, no, this is more just for consistency's sake. Nobody's gonna be able to read what this says, I don't think, unless you're like watching it on your TV. You're drawn to thumbnails that have a tiny bit of text related to what the video is about. That's fair. I've seen varying success rates with thumbnails that either do or do not have text on them. So let's just clean this up slightly. For our sake, just to get an idea of how it'll fit in. We're not doing the fine tuning quite yet, but I'm more interested in where will I have to be doing cloning here. So it looks like I'll need to be doing some here. Okay. Like so. And once again, we're gonna have to delete this stuff. Like that. And I'm a little bit hesitant to delete some of this stuff here. I think I'll need to. I think having the label on the back is okay, so we will actually keep that. So I think that's realistic enough. Right? If you have a bottle of alcohol, it will most likely have a label on the back. Okay, let's not get caught up on the details, Micah. Right? Okay. And now we'll do some cloning. We don't need to worry about that as much. Let's focus on this. This is like spy music. This feels like very James Bond to me. Let's try doing that. Right? That kind of works. Now, we'll clean it up. But it's not awful in the way that I thought it was going to be. It's a new kind of awful. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, and again, we don't need super close detail to this. We will need detail near on this label because as of right now, it looks quite fake. So we'll come around this finger here. That definitely needs definition. Same thing for this one. Oops. Oh. Like that. Right? And like that. Oh, that was bad. Like that. That's a little bit better. Still kind of fuzzy on these edges. That looks better. Okay. Same thing here. Need to clean up that far edge. And need to do that down here too. Get this cleaned up. Okay. Got label in place, right? Now that you got me looking at thumbnails, I just noticed the past several no longer have the neurotransmissions logo. Yes, true. Oh, Lee, thanks for joining. So we haven't been putting the neurotransmissions logo on them lately. We were for a long time because it was sort of considered best practice. We stopped doing that because mostly because we haven't found a better answer yet, but it's sort of seen that like having a logo in the corner can be sort of like corporate looking, I guess, and it's sort of considered like lazy branding. And so the best way to go for like branding is to have a consistent like color palette or some sort of element that you do in every video. So just to give an example, let's look up Patrick H. Willems. You don't know Patrick, he makes great videos, all about film. Right? You look at his videos, you see a pattern. Obviously, he has the yellow bar at the top of every one of his videos that has his like name. In addition, you'll have some character in the foreground, and then usually the background, not in every video, but usually the background will have a blue tint to it. So you know, you have the character that really pops out from the background. So that's his color palette, right? You have blue and yellow, and that contrast is really like eye-catching. And then he'll have white text if he does include text, which he usually does. So this is, you know, great mastery of branding, but we don't have that. we haven't gotten to that point yet. We were working with with someone to set up something like that, and we had something drawn up for us. We haven't implemented it yet because we're still having some changes made for like the banner and stuff like that. But eventually, maybe we'll end up redoing a bunch of our thumbnails. Okay. So one thing that we need to do is get the lighting right and help this blend more. So we're going to, I don't know if we need to reduce the saturation, but something just isn't vibing right about this. I think it's how bright it is. Maybe the hue a bit as well. Oh. I think it can be bright-ish, because we've got a lot of light coming in. I think what we'll need to do is do a little bit of painting on in order to make this look good. Normally I don't put this much effort into thumbnails. I will have you know. So we've got this white light along the edge of the bottle. Sort of want to reflect that on the label too. Oops, too much. Sort of like that. Just to follow the curve, and then we're gonna make that we will do soft light, and then we'll change the opacity. Sort of like that, right? I might do that one more time and just have this fall off. Perfection is the enemy of done, but are you worried about the liquid in the bottle being cut off? What do you mean? Can you say more? What do you mean by that? There we go. That's looking a little bit nicer. And then we're going to do the opposite on the other end. So we'll create another clipping mask. And we'll do black on that end. Right? And that gives it some dimension. Makes it look like it's actually in the scene. Oop, too much, too much. There we go. The liquid doesn't reach the other side of the label. Oh. I see. Well, let's see what we can do about that. I don't know what we'll be able to do about that, because it's a little bit sketchy. Okay. And then there. Yeah, exactly. It'll do. We've got this weird, like, extra detail, but I'm not worried about that. What are we thinking so far? Does that look pretty good? Now, if we wanted to, well, I don't know. That might be good enough. Any thoughts? It looks great. Suggestions? Recommendations? Impressions? Things that you would change? Great. That's good. Okay. It's good to hear. What's the video about? It's about the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is where incompetent people think they are much more skilled and know more than they actually do. That says something that you look at this thumbnail and you say, what's this video about? Should we add anything to this? Obviously we have the title to accompany it. And that should give a pretty clear idea. But we have the opportunity to change things if we want to. Are we feeling good about this? It's going to be about that big. Your curiosity is piqued with the thumbnail? That's good. Okay. Okay, good. I feel good about this then. Yeah, why does the Dunning-Kruger effect make him want to drink? Let's save this as its own thing. Thumbnail 4. And I'll tell you what, come with me as we switch the thumbnail. Change. Look at that, we came from all these. Oh, let me just, let's just make sure that the color correction is where we want it to be at. Some people like really crush the colors here, right? I don't know if I'm quite that bold. Really increasing the vibrance here just to make it look really bright. There, how does that look? I think that's pretty good. Okay, save as. JPEG. You know, that is a gripe that I have. You have to save thumbnail. I find that I typically have to save videos as thumbnails as JPEGs. Because YouTube doesn't want you using large files, and a PNG is not that large. But you would think you would get way better quality thumbnails if you used a PNG rather than a JPEG, but whatever. Okay, so when you see it there, is that clear enough? Do I need to, I feel like I need to contrast me with the background a little bit more. PNG is superior. Does YouTube darken thumbnails like it darkens video? I don't know. That's a good question. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want curves. I wanted levels. Is that better? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The jacket really blended in. I didn't like that. How about that? Is that good? Is that better? You do that. How's that? Thoughts? Much more blue, sort of jumps out perhaps a little bit more. I suppose I could be a bit more colorful as well. Nah, I don't think so. Okay, I think that's pretty good, so we'll save that. Okay, hopefully that doesn't blend into the background too much. I think it's pretty good. Let's bring that up again. File's bigger than 2 megabytes? Since when? See, this is what I'm talking about. Why has YouTube gotta be all like tiny thumbnails only? Okay. There, that's better. There's more contrast there. I think that works better. Yeah, okay. Ready? Save. We did it! Woo! All right. I'll tell you what. let's all look at this right now. This is where we're at. Let's look at the reach again. 2.5%, okay? We can see how it changes over time, right? We reached a peak of 3.4% when it first came out, all right? Lately, we've been averaging 2.5. So if we can get this up, 5% range is ideal. That's what we're aiming for, essentially doubling the click-through rate. But we'll see. I'll let you know. All right. I'm sorry that we didn't get to writing the short story. I'll tell you what, this is going to be just a little treat for y'all, because I know that you were looking forward to getting a little piece of this, right? I started writing a story, and I figure I'll start sharing. I'll share it with you, and then we're gonna finish. Okay? This is the end. Where did chat go? Hello, hello. Oh, there it is, way in the bottom. It's like hard to see. Here, I'll move you right there. There, a little bit of contrast there. Okay. So this short film is going to be set up as a horror movie, but there will be a little bit of a twist. I haven't written the twist yet, but I guess you'll just have to watch it when it comes out. but I'll read to you what I have so far. This is very rough. I haven't gone through it all that much. I'm also not a professional screenplay writer, and so I'm sure that the formatting on this is pretty poor. But regardless, we're going to go through it, okay? So, we start with the interior of a suburban home. It's the golden hour, which means the hour before sunset. And we slowly zoom out from a creepy skeleton holding a bucket of candy. Scary music is playing, tension builds. We then hear a doorbell ring. A man grabs, that man would be me, grabs a bucket of candy and walks past. As he walks past, the skeleton activates its motion sensor. We hang on the skeleton for a moment. It activates again, and when it does, we see the title Scared Stiff come on screen. It cuts off the laughing and the music, and it cuts to exterior of the suburban home. Again, same time, shortly thereafter. And it's a medium shot of our main character, Charles, on the porch. Our main character, Charles, is smiling on his front porch, handing out candy to young trick-or-treaters. He has a costume on, but has pulled up the werewolf mask in order to not scare the children. He has black paint around his eyes in order to make the costume look convincing when it's on, and he waves the children away. As he waves the children away, he starts to step back inside the house. As he does, he hears distant music and looks over, and we cut to a wide shot of a red car. Mimi, Allie's gonna play Mimi. Mimi drives down the road, music blaring. Maybe it's Halloween music. Haven't decided on music yet. We'll add that in post. That cuts to a medium close shot of Charles in the doorway. He sees his wife from a distance, gets an idea, and ducks inside, leaving the door open. Then we get to a medium shot of the red car. Mimi parks the car, exits, and reaches the foot of the stairs. When she does, she hears a faint scream from inside the house. She looks confused, but then starts ascending the stairs. As she does, the camera pans behind her and follows her from shoulder height up, focusing on the open door. When she reaches the door, she stops. Then we get a wide shot from inside the house of Mimi in the open doorway. So Mimi stands in the open doorway, silhouetted by the light outside. Her breathing is pressured, and she calls out, "Charles?" She starts walking in at a slowish pace, and we get a close-up two-shot, and by two-shot it means that you have two characters on screen. So you get a two-shot of Mimi and the skeleton that we saw at the beginning. As Mimi walks by, the skeleton activates, mildly scaring her. This should be a small jump scare that raises the tension. Mimi chastises I don't know why 45 is there, chastises the skeleton and relaxes. And we get a close-up side shot of Mimi, and the camera's facing the living room. As Mimi collects herself, she hears a creak from the other room. She looks over quickly, and the camera racks focus from her face to the distance in the other room. She says, "Charles," quietly, and Mimi begins walking very slowly in that direction. The camera follows her. We then get a medium close shot of the dining room that's partially obscured by a wall. Mimi slowly enters the frame and peeks her head around the corner. That then transitions into a close-up shot from the other side of Mimi's face and part of the wall. As she peeks around, her hand on the wall, she's clearly still shaken up. Again, quietly, "Charles?" At this moment, the music is building, right? Actually, I should write that in here. Music is building. Something is going to happen, right? We're building up to this expected something scary is going to happen. It's just Charles, and we hear a meow. And Mimi quickly looks down at the ground. We get a point of view whip shot to the cat, and the cat sits on the ground looking up at Mimi for attention. Now, what's going to happen immediately after is she's going to say something like, "Oh, it's just you, Snuffles." And then you get the jump scare. You get the real jump scare, right? You get Charles jumping from around the corner, full mask on, werewolf mask, and freaking her out. But what happens next may surprise you. So I'll leave that for perhaps when we actually finish it, or if we're lucky, right, I can start showing you what the edit looks like, and you can actually see a bit of the story as we're going through it. But I think you'll like it. It'll be comical, I would say, at points. But is the cat okay? Of course the cat's okay. The cat's fine. Cat's fine. Hello, Fog. So that is the story, folks. I appreciate all of you for joining me and for hanging out and just having a good time with me. I'll probably end up streaming again, maybe on Wednesday. And if we do end up streaming on Wednesday, then I might jump back into script writing, in which case you'll see where this ends up going, and I'd love feedback on that if you're around. But I appreciate you guys being here with me, talking through, the process of creating this thumbnail, and I'm excited to see if it shows any movement at all. But I appreciate y'all, and yeah, I guess. Oh, one other thing before GG's, yeah. I had a fun time too. I appreciate you guys for all being here with me. If you are watching on YouTube right now, I've said this many a time, but if you're watching on YouTube and you use Twitch, Twitch is a platform that you like using. I dual stream over there, although I tend to stream more than just, I stream more on Twitch than I do here on YouTube. So if you want to follow me over there, I put the link in the chat and you can find me over there. So anyway, looking forward to streaming more soon. Happy hanging out with y'all, and hope you have a good night. Bye.